What's up, WWE fans? This is Aaron THQ Tank Kaufman, your WWE Games Community Manager, and I know most of you guys and gals have ran out there and gotten SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 in stores right now, and you're probably playing the hell out of it. Well, me and my fellow game designer, John Durr, want to tell you a little bit more about match creator, story designer, and create a superstar. So, John, why don't you take it away?
Hey, what's up, guys? So right now we're checking out Match Creator. This is a new feature this year, and looks like we're selecting the ring type. You can choose between Inferno, Hell in a Cell, the normal ring type, cage, elimination chamber. Everything's there at your disposal. You can go in, you can tweak things like make it a 2 out of 3 falls match, turn KOs on and off. One of my favorite things there, finisher match. Basically, in that match, if you hit a finisher, you can win it. So you combine that with something like Iron Man match, and you keep getting your points by hitting finishers throughout the match.
That's cool. So Match Creator is really all about taking those kind of fantasy-type matches that may or may not be so realistic and making the match that you want.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those many things that we've got in the game this year that makes you in the role of Vince McMahon. You're coming up with all the cool stuff, the crazy stuff that makes WWE so awesome.
So what's your favorite thing about Match Creator?
I love trying to come up with some weird, wild stuff and then throwing them into story design like we're going to do later on, and tell that story. But like I dig checking out the Inferno match, which just is a beautiful looking environment. And now you can throw all kinds of other crazy stipulations on there, just have an Inferno match where you have to knock the guy out, or have an Inferno match where you have to win by submission. It's all pretty cool stuff.
Now, why are some things great out there?
So what we've done is we made things kind of mutually exclusive. You can't have a ladder match with a Hell in a Cell match just because that's not something that you can actually physically do. So we tried to streamline the process for users, and they can get in there and just kind of create stuff faster. We're going to move on into Create a Superstar, I think.
Big things for Create a Superstar this year. This is one of the fan favorite modes of the entire game, and you guys have done a lot of tweaks to this. Maybe you can tell us a little about what we're seeing here?
Well, this is one of the long-standing features of SmackDown vs. Raw. We're really the leaders in creative stuff, and creative superstars where it all began for us. So this year we've thrown in more parts. Here's a crazy hair that we've got. You can go in there and set a bunch of different colors on this thing, adjust the size of it. We've added being able to customize the traps and arms to how you like.
What are you doing to this guy?
We could go Popeye, or we're just going to make him a little scrawny dude.
He doesn't look like me. I mean, because I'm not scrawny. I mean,
No.
They call me Tank.
He's
I'm
not
not the tiny Tank anymore. Did we name this guy?
I think he's going to be called Dynamite eventually.
Dynamite. All right. Well, let's give him some Dynamite clothing.
Yeah.
So we're going through all these different parts here. These new accessories and things that you guys have added.
Yeah, we've thrown in a bunch of parts. You'll see if you've been a long-standing fan of the series, you'll see a lot of parts that you've seen in the past, but you'll see some new stuff in here. Just giving you more parts to customize and make the craziest superstars you can think of. You also have the gun belt. You need that.
I mean, there's obviously no guns in SmackDown, but it's nice to see the gun belt on the side.
Well, yeah, and the fanny pack, that's a standard for wrestlers.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Pull Hornswoggle out of that fanny pack.
We got a bunch of different shoes. One of my favorite parts is coming up here, these kick pad boots, which is new. Really makes some of the more popular independent superstars outside of the WWE. And now we've also brought in template costumes. A bunch of stuff in here, like the pirate and the gorilla there. Those are some new, entertaining stuff that you can create. And I'm also excited about this. We brought back patterns. We've got a bunch of different patterns, and then you can go in there and you're able to change the color on any of these, which we'll do in a little bit here. But you can change these patterns on any layer of clothing, really customizing these things, which again is what Create a Superstar is all about.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the combinations are just endless. I mean, I'm really kind of digging this Hawaiian theme you got going on right now.
Yeah, thank you. I worked very hard on that.
So what's this here?
We brought in the paint tool feature last year. This year you can take the paint tool things that you create and apply them to signage. I created THQ FTW there, so we'll be able to see that later on.
THQ.
So now you're also able to, this year, we've streamlined the process of creating your guys. You can set your abilities. It's right there in the natural flow. You don't have to go to a different menu outside of Create a Superstar to do that. And then for the first time ever, you're able to set the attributes on the guys directly. You don't have to earn the attribute points, which, we want to do this so that you can create your 50 superstars and then put them at the attribute levels that you want.
So no more grinding, basically.
That's right. So now we've moved on to Story Designer. We've put in, 50 plus, 50, 70 new scenes this year. We're going to scroll through them really quickly so you can see what, some of the new names that we've got in there.
What exactly are we going to show the fans here? What kind of story are we creating?
The Story Designer is all about creating your own storyline, right? And you take that and you post it online for people to download and play through. So the story that we're creating this time for this example is we're taking our created superstar that we just made, Dynamite. Yeah, that's right, Dynamite. WWE champion Dynamite.
Of course.
And he's going to have a little confrontation with Mr. McMahon. Now, this is a new scene where Mr. McMahon's going to offer you this briefcase of money. And one of the new features this year is actually creating branching within Story Designer. So you can make different decisions, you can win or lose matches, and they'll cause different branches if the Story Designer so deems.
So a little choose your own adventure action going on there.
Exactly. Lots of endless possibilities there with that. So if you press the right trigger, you'll be able to see the different animations branch. That was if he accepts. Here's the animation if he declines it.
Oh.
All right. So you can add text to those, sound, commentary, audio, whatever you want there within these scenes. So now that we've created that first scene, we're going to go ahead and create the branches. This is the new branch flow screen. From here, you can set how the story, the path, will branch. It's pretty easy. It looks a little complicated, but once you get in there and start messing with it, you can pick it up pretty quickly.
And can you give us a little tease about where you're branching with this story?
So if the user chooses to accept the briefcase, we'll create this handicap match where our created superstar will beat up John Cena with a partner. Doing Mr. McMahon's bidding as he's so inclined.
Because you're the story designer and you get to be Mr. McMahon.
That's right. And it's fun to beat up John Cena as much as you can. Also this year, you see we have user com and user com. User com allows you to actually create multiplayer matches. So same box multiplayer is a new feature this year within Story Designer. Second, the player picks up a controller, presses start during a match that has user com set on there. He can take control of any player, any character that's got that user com setting on them.
So you and I can sit on the couch, grab our Diet Coke and popcorn, and play through our movie together.
That's absolutely correct.
That's pretty awesome.
That's right. And then you can do matches where if you win, we'll branch one way. If I win, we'll branch another way. And so we can customize it like that and playing multiplayer in Story Designer.
That's cool. What was kind of just some of the brief inspiration behind creating this branching storyline feature?
It goes back to the old Here Comes the Pain and some of the other stuff that we did where there was this kind of never-ending branching going on. We wanted to give that experience to the users. So now they can create that. They can make some branches. They can bring them back in and keep branching and bringing it back in, creating almost 500 moments that just keep spinning off of each other.
Sure. So this is really cool. We showed Match Creator earlier in the video, and now you're showing it in the context of Story Designer. Explain that.
Well, what's Match Creator without bringing in the Story Designer, so you can tell the story of why these matches exist. So here, maybe I'll create that knockout Hell in the Cell match that Mr. McMahon, is punishing me for throwing down the briefcase.
Because you're used to Mr. McMahon punishing you.
I am. He's abusive, that guy. And now we got some new animations in here. We're going to check out this zombie scene. And another new feature is you can put the scenes to take place in steel cages or Hell in the Cells, which is pretty cool. So we're going to have our match in the Hell in a Cell, then we're going to have the scene in the Hell in a Cell afterward. And also this year you'll see that he's got the title on his belt. Forgot to mention it. That was a new thing for this year as well. We couldn't have the titles last year. So now we're playing the mode. We've saved it and we're popping it in there. So the story is just kind of flowing here. Mr. McMahon offers us all that money. You
Take
get
the money,
decision.
Dynamite. Come on, Dynamite.
Dynamite says no. We're going to go against the boss.
What a cheap bleep word I cannot say.
Look at how Dynamite's dressed, man. He's the champ. He doesn't need Mr. McMahon's money.
I don't know, man. Dynamite's wearing a pretty cheap outfit there. I think he could use the money to go buy a new suit.
What are you talking about? That's styling. You're wearing the same outfit right now.
Sounds like we were kind of just doing the voiceovers there of McMahon and Dynamite.
All right, so now Mr. McMahon throws us in this match that we created. We're going to have to face Swagger and Edge. Let's see how we do.
So I think we might even catch our sign in the background there, right?
Yeah,
THQ
you got to look out for it.
Yeah.
THQ FTW might make a cameo.
For you personally, I mean, what do you think is the coolest thing about Create a Superstar, especially for the community?
Well, to me, it's all about, you create these guys and you post them up online, let other people download them. So somebody might not be great at making people. He can go online, get up to 50 dudes to download. And then from there, one of the new things we've also done is you're able to tweak anything that you download. So he might not have the right entrance music, but you can put that onto the guy that you downloaded if you want.
That's awesome. And that was a big deal for the community. Now you can edit other people's threads and superstars and without having to go in and recreate them.
You might not like his moveset. You can go in there and really easily tweak his moveset and customize him to just your liking.
Dynamite's getting a little... Getting it taken to him here.
This wasn't Dynamite's best outing, but at the same time, you got Swagger and Edge coming after you. What do you expect? These are two former world champions.
When you're fighting in, Oakley sunglasses, let's say, and a Armani white suit, I expect you to do better than you're doing right now.
I do like my white loafers. I think Chevy Chase would approve. Oh, going in the tree of woe. This isn't good for Dynamite.